Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to day 10 and 11 of the Cryptocurrency Challenge. I think Bitcoin just hit a new high, and it's going to go even higher. Oh my goodness. Yes, having a good time today. Are you holding Bitcash? Bitcoin? Because if you are, you're in the money. All right, so, okay, now, the challenge here, I have not been doing this as good as I would like, but there's some exciting things happening in the market, and I'm happy about those. And there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the market, like Bitcoin Cash actually hit a high as well. And so there's a lot of rumors going around, and this spike here that you see here, there was an article that came out that said that China might let some exchanges operate, and an hour after that article came out, zing, it just started shooting up. And so, and this is really speculation and rumor. I mean, maybe it's happening, but who really knows? And China has banned and unbanned cryptocurrency multiple times. Also, every time this happens, its value goes up. So what's the deal with that? I mean, think about it. The value goes up every time it's banned. Is that a revolt of the people saying, no, 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 you shall not screw with my Bitcoin? Or what is that? So also this weekend, Vietnam banned all cryptocurrency and said that the only money that can exchange hands in Vietnam is the state bank operated currency. And so that's it. Now, obviously, we're having a little bit of a dip right now in it, but Bitcoin did hit, it was like 63.25 or so. It was pretty good. So now I kind of looked at this and I said, darn it, I cashed out a couple of days ago at a loss on Bitcoin so that I could transfer back into other stuff because it just wasn't hitting the mark that I needed, and I didn't know how long I was going to have to wait around. Now, obviously, I wasn't going to have to wait around too long. If I'd held for 2 more days, I'd have sold at profit. But that's just how it goes. Now, it's on a steep decline right at the moment, right as I'm filming this. But the chatter is that we may see 66 to 6,800 in the next couple of days. So, in fact, today maybe. Now, what does that mean? What does that equal for my strategy of the challenge? And I've said this a couple of times now. The $100 was not enough for the challenge. It really limits you in a lot of stuff you can do. You need to be kind of more diverse than just $100 worth. And I have been fooling around here on, whoops, that's not the right one, on Bittrex, and I'm doing okay on Bittrex. So, and this is one of the coins that I'm watching right now. I have some more stuff that's going to sell in here. I've made good money with Vertcoin here, and so I'm happy with how this is going here and everything. My Bitcoin balance here has been steadily going up. I started tracking that, and I stopped so much looking at the US dollar conversion on that. So, because really, it's about getting your Bitcoin volume up, your amount of Bitcoin up higher, and then from there, just choosing if you're going to cash out, when you cash out, that you make sure you do it while Bitcoin is high. So like even right now would be an acceptable level. I'd still consider this to be high. So, I don't know how far this is going to go down right now. It looks like the volume slowed down a little bit. But, certainly at like 6,300, you could have sold then and it would be a good cash out. So, I plan on dumping more Bitcoin into my Bittrex account and playing with that. But for the challenge, I'm sitting in, waiting on Bitcoin here, or not Bitcoin, Litecoin, and I'm really suspecting that it's gonna drop down here. So here's what I think, and this is just my take on things. You can copy me if you want, but that's a really bad plan. So I think that you need to make your own decisions, and so now I've been following the advice of this Reddit group, which there's a link in the description to them, of what's buy, what's sell, and I would say that a good portion of the time they've been right, but they're not always right. And sometimes I get upside down in some stuff, and I am upside down in some of the things. But I've chosen not to just cash them out at a loss. I've chosen to use a pattern of holding. And I'm seeing how well that works out for me. And so far, my Bitcoin is going up. So that's what matters. And so in the challenge, my challenge funds here, so I did have a little bit of a profit. I did sell. I used all of my money to buy Litecoin, and I sold all of it at $1 more per coin than what I purchased it at. So I feel pretty good about that because that was a move in the right direction. I am still overall behind. And now my next play is that I start buying at about $54.20, and getting all the way down to $52.50, where all the rest of it will dump in. And I'll end up spending 100% on Litecoin if it gets down that low. I don't know if it will. And if it gets down below the 54 mark and then starts shooting back up, I may just cancel all these and do an instant buy. So, because I believe that given the history that I've seen so far of Litecoin, is that if I can buy at the 54 level, then I can put it for sale at the $56 to $57 level, and it'll hit that again. So it's shown, that it keeps going up and down, and there's a good pattern that I, should only have to wait a couple of days for that to happen. So, and if I get real antsy, if the market's really flat or I think it's going to go down again, I can sell at 55, and still make $1 on all of it. So I can afford about 1.7 coins, Litecoins in total, with the amount of funds that I have. And so I've done these little, 5% increments of a coin going down until we get down to where it's 9/10 of a coin. And so I'm just waiting. So I've got cash right now. I thought about transferring it over to Bittrex, but I don't want to mess up my other stuff that I got going on there, and so I'm just going to let that lie. Now, I have a question for everybody, and that is, how much do you have concern for your privacy on the internet? And this is a really legit question. So, are you the type of person who uses a VPN for everything you do so that nobody can sniff your data? Are you the type of person that will do anything you can to obfuscate your internet traffic so that nobody knows your location or what it is you're doing? I know that in Europe and in Germany especially, that privacy is really big. It's a lot bigger than it is here in the United States. In the United States, many Americans don't care too much one way or the other. I mean, they don't want their information outright exposed, but they are not worried about, like, you know, if they should be going through a VPN or stuff like that. So, but I asked this question because I'm studying some new technology that looks like it could be disruptive in this area and could allow people to just in general, all the time, surf anonymously where you can't be traced back to your source. And that's a pretty interesting prospect, especially since, you know, I think about things like Skype and everything. Like, we used to use Skype on the live shows until I kept getting DDoSed. And this technology may actually allow me to not expose my IP anymore with that. And if that's the case, that's pretty cool. And so I'm looking into that. So give me some feedback, because based on your feedback is whether or not I'll pursue looking into this further. If none of you have an interest in it, then why should I even look into it? Because it's not as important to me, but I recognize for a lot of you, for various reasons, that privacy is really important to some of you. So anyway, do give me your feedback on that. Okay, so today, you know, like I said, Bitcoin Cash hit a high. Bitcoin, while it's currently, you know, doing a little bit of a fall here, it looks like it's about to shoot up. And I think that it will not surprise me if it hits 6,600, 6,800 in the next couple of days. And don't take that as investment advice, because I am not an investment advisor. I'm just telling you what I think, and I am wrong sometimes, not all the time, but I have been known to be wrong before. So anyway, I look forward to that. And there's still reports out there saying that Bitcoin could hit 10K before the end of the year. So that, to me, is pretty exciting, given that I have, you know, quite a bit of Bitcoin invested, I mean, in dollars-wise. And, you know, I put quite an investment in around the $5,000 mark. And so, you know, if it hits 10K, that's a doubling of my money in 3 months or something like that. And so, I mean, who can go wrong with that, other than to say that I wish I had a lot more to put in? So, okay, give me your comments and questions in the video comments. Also, join us on Discord, and if you're looking for to up your game, you know, you're ready to take the next step, whatnot, do look at the Reddit link for that group. They do charge, but they seem to make a lot of really good calls. I'm in the group, and so far I think I'm making money, but I do need more time to really see how well I do, and I'm tracking that, and I will share that with you all at a further point. Also, coming up, I am planning on forking on November 1st, maybe November 2nd, the fork between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Gold. And I'm going to be doing that manually. And if I can get that done, I will share with you how I did it. I think, though, that kind of information might be short-lived, because I suspect that 2018 is going to be the year of forks just happen for you, and everything gets smart around that. And so you don't have to go through any manual forking, which is, to me, a good thing, because most people are not very technical. And, you know, even though I have a lot of technical background or whatnot, even I find it a little bit difficult. So that means that it's really frickin' hard. So anyway, okay, take care, everybody, and see you all tomorrow.